Hey, I'm just down at the Brighton seafront for the Hove Prom 10k to test out the New Balance SC Elite V3s. It's very windy, it's not very nice. I'm probably going to record the rest of this at home. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back now from the Hove Prom 10k. It was very wet, it was very windy, I couldn't do a lot of filming out there, so I'm back home now in the warm. So the race itself, Hove Prom 10k, it's a pretty simple race. It's basically 2 laps of the promenade that runs across the sea, so it's quite wide, it's quite a nice location to run on, assuming the weather's okay. And you basically run for 2.5k in a straight line, turn around, come back, and then do that again. With good conditions, it's a fantastic race. Most of the races that take place down at the beach are really nice because you have a lot of space for running. You've obviously got the sea to look at. It's a very enjoyable place to do races. But it's very risky as well because even on some of the more mild days, if there's a bit of a breeze, you really feel it on that coastal path. And if anyone's ever ran the Brighton Marathon or the Brighton Half Marathon, you'll know what it's like to run along the Brighton coastline when there's a bit of wind. So today it was windy and raining as well, so it was really tough. I really wanted to try and get a 10k PB today because recently I've been trying to beat all of my PBs running the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. I managed to do all of them all the way up to the Chicago Marathon, but I didn't do the 10k because the day that I ran the 10k at Littlehampton was really windy. And I just couldn't do it. It sapped my energy. So I was really hoping today was going to be the opportunity for me to get my 10k time down. My current 10k PB is 38:18, which I did a couple of years ago, and I haven't been able to get that close to it so far. When I did Littlehampton 10k, I got down to about 38:45, I think, and I just couldn't get any further based on the wind. So today was not to be. It was a really difficult day to go running, and I just had no chance at all. But despite that, it was a great race, and on a good day it would probably be the perfect place to get a really good 10k because it's completely flat down there, but you need to get zero wind, zero breeze to do that race well. But it was well organised, and the team that put it on were really good. Great marshalling, and went very smoothly. It's also quite a cheap race as well to do if you live down near Brighton because it's only around £15. You don't get a medal, but I'd rather not get a medal and pay less money than pay some of the prices that 10k races are going for at the moment. Okay, so the kit that I was testing out on the 10k today, I took out the New Balance SC Elite V3. Now this shoe I've done a few runs in so far, but I've not done anything at speed. Since the Chicago Marathon, I've not really been doing any speed training. I've just been doing easy runs, but I wanted to see how the shoe would do over that 10k distance. Also because I've only been running the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 for like the past 3 months when I'm doing races, so I really wanted to try a new shoe out when I was doing the race today. So this shoe is an interesting one because I wasn't a massive fan of the RC Elite V2. I think it was a very comfortable shoe. I think it was a very nice shoe. It was just far too soft for me, which is not something I say very often. I'm a massive fan of cushion shoes. I like a really soft feel to shoes, and I like a bit of bounce as well. But the RC Elite V2, what I found when I was racing in it is there's so much softness to it and cushioning. It just felt like it was deadening the run for me. It was taking more from my impact than it was giving back on the run, which is not something you get from shoes like the Vaporfly. Now the SC Elite V3 is a little bit different to the RC Elite V2. It's a bit firmer, there's a bit more propulsion to it, and it's just feels like a lighter shoe, a faster shoe to run in. And I've done a few easy runs in the SC Elite V3, and I've really enjoyed it for steady pace runs. So I've been running it around 4 45-minute kilometers to 5-minute kilometers, and I've absolutely enjoyed every single one of those runs. I think it's been fantastic for that. But today I was going all out. My aim was to basically get below 38:18. And what I found with this shoe is I really liked running in it. It's a very comfortable shoe to wear. I think it's far superior to the RC Elite V2 for me. There's less softness to it. It's still quite a cushion shoe. It's still quite a bouncy, propulsive shoe. But I think that midsole foam is a lot more responsive, and there's a lot more energy return from it than I got from the New Balance RC Elite V2. What I would say though is that I think this shoe, when you compare it to something like the Vaporfly or the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3, that foam feels a bit denser to me. It feels a bit firmer, and it's not as light and bouncy. It doesn't feel as light and bouncy as I get from the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 or the Vaporfly. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It just feels a little bit denser to me than those shoes. And as a result, it just doesn't feel as fast as those shoes for me. It still feels very good. I'd say this is one of the premium options out there at the moment for running fast, and I'm really looking forward to doing some more races in this. And today was not a good day for racing, so I'd really like to run in better conditions with this shoe, just to see what it's like when I can really go all out and not be affected by the wind. But I would say it's a very successful race test for the New Balance SE Elite V3. Definitely my favourite race shoe from New Balance that they've ever released, and I can't wait to do some more in that. The other thing that I tested today, and that's why this video is out later because I couldn't talk about it until today, is the Coros Apex 2 Pro running watch. Now, we've been doing a week of testing in this, and there's a video up on the channel now where we talk about that testing. What I found in that run with the Apex 2 Pro, it's very similar to the Apex Pro, and there are quite a lot of new features that have been added to this watch. On that race test, I didn't really use many of them. The only thing that was really relevant for that race test was GPS accuracy. Now, there are updates to the GPS functionality in this watch to make it more accurate. And what I found was that it was pretty good, but it was 70 meters out on that 10k run. And that 10k run was a line that went straight out and back, straight out and back. So there's not a lot of room for error. There's no big buildings around or anything like that. So it's still a little bit out on GPS. I really like the style of the Apex 2 Pro. I enjoyed the Apex Pro as well. One thing I'd say about the Apex 2 Pro is that when you start using it, the data fields that you get as part of the running screens or the running activity screens don't tend to be set up quite very well for me, so I have to go into the app and select all of the right data fields that I want for my type of running, and that's things like pace, adjusted pace, distance, all those things. I want them all on one screen, so I did have to do that before doing the 10k. On the 10k, it was fine. I did find that the pace lagged a bit in comparison to using my Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. It seemed like it was a little bit slower, and it took a bit of time to catch up with my pace. But other than that, I very much enjoyed using it on that run. It's a very comfortable watch. It's very lightweight. Didn't really notice it on my wrist. But it does take a bit of time to work out what the buttons do on this as well, because I'm so used to Garmin. But that's always the way when you're trying a new watch. So relatively successful race. I ended up with a 40 minutes 14 second time, which is not what I wanted. I don't like to go above 40 minutes at the moment, but I really wasn't ready for it. And I also think I might have some residual tiredness from doing Chicago Marathon 3 weeks ago. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But hopefully I'll be able to get that sub 38 18 minute 10k soon if I can find one. Hopefully I'll probably do that in London, not do that on the coastline in the autumn or winter. So there we go, that's my 10k race test at the Hove Prom 10k. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell icon, and check the channel out for all the other videos you've got for on the latest road and trail shoes, as well as running headphones and watches out at the moment. And don't forget, we've also got a monthly podcast that comes out at the end of each month. If you click in the caption below, you can find the link to the podcast provider of your choice. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.